All right, so we're over here. We just left the Fullerton City Council meeting, and you guys want to get out here and Barry?
I'll talk. That's all right.
Go ahead and talk. Yeah.
All right, you guys.
So tell us what's going on. Tell us briefly what happened, what started this, and why we're here.
All right. So my name is Mike Blackstone. I'm the owner and president of Air Combat USA. It is the 21st of November 2017. Time now is about 7:15. We just left the city council meeting. I got a really interesting call today that our Air Combat versus Brendan O'Reilly lawsuit was being discussed today at the city council meeting, and I wanted to come down and kind of make a statement to let folks know what exactly is going on with the with that situation and why we're upset and what's happened. Well, here's the real deal: is Air Combat USA has been wrongfully evicted from their home at Fullerton Municipal Airport.
Now, how long were you there for as a business?
We were there for over 36 years.
And your business it conducts aviation activities, is that correct?
That's all we do. We take people
how does it serve the public?
We take people up and we allow people to do an aviation-driven experience that they can't get anywhere else.
So they can actually fly the craft?
They actually get to fly the plane.
Okay, so that's what
promoting aviation, inspiring the love of aviation. We've been doing that for over 36 years with Air Combat USA, Sky Thrills, which is my second company, and Blackstone Airways. We have 11 aircraft, and we fly over $1 million a year worth of business. And the city of Fullerton decided that wasn't good enough for the Fullerton Municipal Airport, and they wanted us somehow to miss our lease opportunity and evict us. Well,
now slow down for just a minute. You've covered a lot of ground here. So tell us about you. What do you do for a living aside from owning this? I understand you're a commercial airline pilot?
I'm a commercial pilot. I'm not really going to say the name of it, but I fly commercially for a major airline. I'm a captain.
It's a passenger airline? 747s, those kind of planes?
Like Boeing jets, for sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you know your stuff.
Yes.
And you have a business that's been in the family, and it's wholly consistent with the public airport model.
Absolutely. What we do is such a special and wonderful experience for people to experience aviation. I don't have to do this. I do aviation because I love aviation and I want to share that with people. So for me, going out and flying airplanes on the weekend is what my gift to the society is, and hopefully encourage the next generation of pilots to come and fly. Fullerton Municipal Airport decided that they were going to not give us an opportunity to renew our lease, and I'm like,
so
why?
They purposely tripped you up so you would miss the filing date to renew your lease?
Right. The glitch was, and I'll be happy to publish the lease so people can see the confusion. We moved into the Fullerton Municipal Airport at 3815 West Commonwealth Avenue in Fullerton on October 1st, 2011. The lease states June 1st. So there was this few month window that we weren't in there yet, but the lease had started, but it really didn't activate until October 1st. Well, fast forward 5 years. Now we're into June. My father passes away. He was one of the main signers, as was I, on the lease for the Sky Thrills and Air Combat companies. It was a three-way lease. The city miraculously does not tell us that the lease was about to expire. You got a 30-year tenant, right? And you don't tell them, hey, you know what, your lease is about to come up, dude. What are you guys going to do? You're going to stay? You're going to go? Do you want to go long-term? You want to do 5-year? You want to pay more? You want to pay less? Do you want to upgrade the building? No communications whatsoever.
Okay, let me stop you right there because, you know, we've had experiences here. Mr. Levinson and I have witnessed where, like the Summit House, for example, was it not up for renewal? They were in the middle of their lease. And the city council was actually going out of their way to try to extend it another, what, 25 years?
They had 25 years to go.
They had 25 years to go.
They wanted to add another 2 10-year extensions to bring it all the way out to the year 2061 with the same financial requirements of the restaurant. Now, how do you have the same terms 41 years in advance and think you're covering the financial backsides of people?
That's a really good deal, and you wonder.
So why did they do the opposite to you?
I have no idea. So for me to think about an opportunity to grow a community, and what's interesting about an airport, it's not only just a public facility that's owned by the Fullerton City, but it's federally funded. and it's required to provide aviation businesses and promote aviation and protect aviation for the long term. So whether the airport makes a lot of money or doesn't, it's being federally
subsidized.
supplemented.
It's being subsidized
for sure to make sure aviation has a place to be. And if anybody screams aviation and promotes aviation and is passionate about aviation, it's the Air Combat, Sky Thrills, Blackstone Airways trio of all aviation all the time. That's what we do.
Now what about all these other people that have leases at this place? Without getting specific, are these other entities consistent with the aviation use and the public aviation use at that facility?
An interesting topic. You know, the Fullerton Municipal Airport has always had trouble, and there was an article which I'll be glad to show you the audit on Fullerton Municipal Airport from 2009. Of course, Air Combat's listed in there, and it shows its usage and how many airports or airplanes are being housed there, what its projections have been, where it's declined. And as aviation usage decreases, you'll notice an increase in non-aviation usages of the properties, of hangars and things. Well, there's a lot of folks out there, and I'm not going to point any fingers, but that are using hangars for other things than aviation, such as storing their hot rod cars, such as storing their motorcycles, maybe starting a different type of non-aviation business. Well, awesome.
Well, that jeopardizes the FAA grant funding.
Absolutely does.
Because that's a violation of the conditions.
It is. And I'm all for sharing the facilities. However, when there is a bigger business that is all aviation and does not have a place to operate, and they are being kicked out by a company or companies that do not do aviation, that's where it's wrong. And all of the attention should be on aviation, and if there is not enough aviation users, then you want to supplement out and let other folks park their cars in the hangars, fine. But the moment an airplane owner or business needs to use that facility, they should have the priority. That's what's stated in the federal grant money, and that's not what's being done right now.
Well, you know, we know that a lot of property in Fullerton, it just keeps going up in value, and everybody wants to make the most money per square foot possible. So it sounds like that's kind of what's going on at this airport.
Is it about money? I offer to pay a lot more. I offer to pay a lot more to stay on that location, upwards of over 500% of what I was currently paying. Without talking numbers, my lease was only supposed to go up 3.5%. Up to the CPI, maybe up to 10%.
Okay, so wait a minute.
I offered to pay 500%, and they didn't want
so
my money.
you have a lease that is a 30-year lease that was coming up for renewal, and they don't notify you, and you went out of your way to try to get to the bottom of how to renew this in the wake of your father's death and all this upheaval, and they refused to level with you and give you factual information, and it appears that they actually tripped you up to miss the date. And do you have written proof that took place?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that involves what city officials?
We pulled the Freedom of Information Act, went down to the city clerk right next door here, and requested to have the emails, phone calls, text messages between Brendan O'Reilly, who's the airport manager, and various other individuals to find out what was going on. I just needed to find out information. So in that data mining process that we found some emails between Ivy Sy, one of the city attorneys, email between her and Brendan O'Reilly stating, "Oh yeah, it's October 1st on the renewal date," and then Brendan O'Reilly taking that information from Ivy Sy and projecting it to one of our former employees, Denise Jennings.
Did it ever get projected directly to you?
No, no. I had to find this via the Freedom of Information Act. No.
So who was this? Was this person acting on your behalf as an agent of the company or as a principal of the company?
Apparently. And they were making a decision whether we wanted to renew our lease or not. I don't know that for sure.
So was this person someone who ran the company for a while?
No.
And just had? So how were you not involved in the lease date determination?
Was contacting and working with the airport manager without my knowledge, secretly chatting about it.
So how long have you lived at your current address?
At 3815 West Commonwealth Avenue. We were there 5 years.
Okay, so the city knew how to reach you by registered mail.
Absolutely.
Did the city ever reach you by registered mail?
Never got a letter.
Never. This is a big deal. A 30-year lease coming up for renewal. You would think that they would at least follow the protocol set forth in the lease agreement itself.
No.
So just that aspect alone sounds like a breach to me.
It was an absolute breach of contract. didn't give me an opportunity to first right of refusal, didn't give me an opportunity to pay more. We know zero negotiations. Hey, you know, we think it's a little low, let's go a little higher. No
And you were a
effort.
party to the lease by virtue of the way the company is structured in the wake of your father's passing. You're
And you were
I'm
assigned.
the man to talk to. I'm the executor.
You're the executor.
guy who's
So
now
they
in
did
charge.
not send you written notification that your lease is coming up, here are the terms, and yet you approached them multiple times in writing, over the phone, in person,
and in
and
text
they
message.
intentionally gave you wrong information.
Right. The wrong information